Hi there. So what we're going to talk about now is when your gauge has fluctuations in pressure. So it's either holding constant and then it's bouncing, or it's just, sometimes it'll just be bouncing steadily. There's two things that can be happening. One that won't be quite as drastic is just a variation in the coil of your auger. So what's charging the battery. So sometimes that'll cause very slight changes in pressure. So it might move 1 or 2%, and it'll slowly move up and slowly move down. If that's the case and that bothers you, you can put it on a tractor or a bigger battery or something like that that has a little more constant. But if it's relatively stable like that and it's moving 1 or 2%, you can split the difference and set your gauge that way. What also can happen if you're getting a very drastic bounce, so it literally will be bouncing. If it's bouncing, it's probably sucking air somewhere in the system. So it could be as simple as this needs to be tightened, could be the hose clamp, this hose clamp. That could be remedied with putting another hose clamp on or tightening this one. Just be careful not to strip the hose clamp. The Parker valve, if it's not seated properly on the packaging that Bayer provides, or simply you've had it for a long time and it just is gummed up inside, if you can tell that it's sticky or the plunger doesn't want to go down, and that's probably what it is, on most Bayer packaging we provide these couplers. So just thread this off and put a new one on, and then what that'll do is that'll rule out that this is the coupler. If you're still having issues with fluctuation, it's rare, but it could be that the drop tube is cracked in the tote itself. So if your tote happens to have a secondary drop tube, you can try that. Problem may be solved right away. If not, you can always pull that drop tube out and get creative in a way to suck that tote out. So hopefully that solves your pulsating issue. And like I said, if your gauge is bouncing about like that, you can see that it's moving that much, it'll move 6 to 8 psi, you're probably sucking air. Thank you. Today we've gone through a number of troubleshooting, and part of that you may need some parts or some replacement parts. So if it's something as simple as you break a pump, this top cap on the pump, or you need a diaphragm replacement, or even something as simple as the switch, feel free to contact Pattison's. Expect the best. It's why we chose them to build and assemble our UCAN2s. They do top quality work, they're local, and they're based in Lemberg, Saskatchewan. Their busy season is May. When your busy season is, they're available to answer the phone and ship you any parts that you need. So thank you. Hopefully we've solved all your problems today, and if you have any other questions, feel free to contact your local Bayer rep or your seed growth specialist.